Hey guys, it's me, Mario. Camera's a bit crooked. There we go. Hey guys. And today we're going to continue Kaymon, the Gorgon Hound. Chapter 8, Brains against Brawn. How you guys doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Chapter 8, Brains against Brawn. The three hounds bounced as one, but Tom sprung straight up into the air. And the beasts crashed together, howling and yelping. Tom plunged downwards, landing with all his weight on the huge head of one of the hounds. He used it as a springboard, leaping sideways this time, and cartwheeling over the hound's back. He landed hard, skidding across the cobbles, using his shield to protect himself from injury. Then he retrieved his sword and crouched with his back to the wall, ready for the next attack. The three hounds turned to him, their eyes brimming with hatred, and their hair bristling like wire along their backs. Well, there's blood in my veins, Tom thought. It is my destiny to confront these evil creatures and defeat them. But it was still 3 against 1. For every set of deadly fangs Tom avoided, 2 more were ready to take their place. An arrow flew from Elena's bow. It skidded on the cobbles close to the front paw of one hound. The beast turned, its eyes fixed on Elena, its jaws slashing. Salivering? Yeah, salivering. Tom had to stop the hound from attacking his friend. I must trap them, he thought. He dashed along the wall and bounded through an open doorway. Then he slammed the door shut, hammering home the bolt before racing across the room and leaping through another door, which led into a long corridor. Glancing back, he saw the hounds smash open the first door. They fought and struggled to get in through the entrance. At last, they forced their way into the room, snarling and biting at one another. Tom's plan was working. In the narrow confines of the castle, there wasn't room for 3 massive hounds. Tom could see Elena beyond the doorway. Shoot at them, he called. Don't let them out into the open again. I want them to chase me. It's too dangerous for you, Elena shouted. No, it isn't, Tom yelled back. If they want to catch me inside, they'll have to change back into their single form. Then I have more of a chance of winning. Moments later, an arrow sped in through the doorway, grazing the flank of one of the hounds. Well done, Elena, Tom thought. He raced along the corridor, looking over his shoulder, driven on by Elena's arrows. The 3 hounds all tried to push through the second doorway. They were snapping and growling and thrashing about as each tried to get into the corridor ahead of the others. Come and get me, Tom shouted, if you can. The the three mouths opened wide in howls of rage and frustration. The dreadful din echoing along echoing along the corridor. Tom laughed as the creatures merged together once more. He'd done it. A moment later, one huge Kaymon came thundering down the corridor with death in her eyes. Tom noticed that the beast was panting heavily, her chest heaving as though her heart were pounding fit to burst. Thick saliva drooled from her fangs as her twisted claws scratched deep grooves in the stonework as she tore forwards. Here's a picture of that happening. Tom swept the tapestry aside and ran down into the dungeons. His heart hammering, he slipped into the shadows at the foot of the winding staircase. With a howl, Kaymon came hurtling down in pursuit. As the beast passed him, Tom dodged back up the staircase. Kaymon turned at the sound of his footsteps, but lost her balance and stumbled over. She caught up slowly, panting hard, her chest rising and falling rapidly. She was tiring, her body too huge for all this chasing. As Tom ran into the corridor again, he heard claws scrambling on the stone staircase behind him. This was not going to be easy. He raced along the corridor and stumbled back into the first room. Elena was there, an arrow fixed to her bow. "Keep out of sight," Tom gasped as he ran past her. "Let her pass you. Shoot at her from behind if she looks like giving chase. She's tiring. I think her heart could give out." "Good luck," Helena said. Tom headed out into the courtyard and made for the steps that led to the battlement. As he arrived at the top, he saw Kaymon on the bottom of the steps. The great beast was clearly in trouble. Her mouth hung open and her red tongue lolled. There were flecks of foam at her lips. "Come on," Tom taunted. "Don't give up now. You almost got me." Kaymon let out a howl that made the stones under Tom's feet tremble. Gathering all her remaining strength, the beast mounted the stairs in 3 leaps and ran as fast as he could. Tom ran as fast as he could. Elena was down in the courtyard, firing arrows that bounced on the stones, narrowly missing the gasping beast as she came carrying along the battlements towards Tom. Tom raced to the gatehouse and leaped onto it. He stared down at the drawbridge that spanned the weed-choked moat and looked back over his shoulder. Kaymon was still chasing him, her body heaving and her breath ragged. Tom jumped from the battlement. He knew that the eagle's feather embedded in his shield, a gift from Markta, the mountain giant, would protect him from the fall. As he dropped through the air, he could hear Elena shooting encouragement from the courtyard. He came thundering down onto the rotting timber of the drawbridge. They groaned beneath his weight. He ran to the far end and looked up, his sword at the ready. Kaymon was on top of the battlement, roaring as she stared down at him. "Follow me if you can," Tom shouted, "or are you too tired?" With a furious snarl, Kaymon leaped off the castle walls. She plunged down towards the drawbridge, roaring and slavering, her tremendous weight landing heavily on the rotting wood. With a crack, the bridge collapsed. A long splinter flew through the air towards Tom. He ducked, but its sharp edges grazed his cheek, drawing blood. The massive hound fell into the moat, sending up a torrent of slimy green water. Tom stood at the edge, watching as the evil beast floundered, gasping and straining to keep her head above the foul water. He felt a moment of pity, but it passed. Kaymon was nothing but evil, he told himself. Elena appeared at the gateway, carefully avoiding the hole in the drawbridge. She ran over to Tom. Here is Kaymon, falling into the bridge that is about to collapse under her. The light was fading from the beast's wicked eyes as the weeds tangled around her body, pulling her down, as the huge head slipped under the thrashing water for the final time. Tom saw the waters begin to spin, as if being stirred by an invisible stick. Faster and faster the whirlpool spun, and then a hole opened up at its center. "Look!" cried Elena, pointing to the blue sky and snow-clad mountains that had appeared at the bottom of the hole. "It's Aventia! We'll be able to get Nanook home." A sudden fear filled Tom's heart. The gateway to Aventia would only stay with them for a few precious moments. "Where is Nanook?" And that was Chapter 8. Brains over Brawn, I think it's called. This was a long chapter. Brains over Brawn. Come on. Yeah, Brains over Brawn. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed me reading through Chapter 8. And I hope you'll be ready for Chapter 9, Shadow Play. This battle was really good. Even though my pity for Kaymon is not as fast as Tom's, but I love dogs, so it's sad to see a dog just drown. Or hearing it. Or just, someone describing to it. Someone describing you to it. Yeah. Well, Kaymon is defeated. All I have to do is get Nanook to the port portal and she can just jump in there. So, but first I have to find her. But yeah. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Beast Quest videos. I believe there's 2 chapters remaining. No, only 1 chapter. Shadow Play. Well, okay then. There are usually 10 chapters in this. But this one is only 9 for some odd reason. Guess Adam Blade wanted to make the battle last a little shorter, I guess. Because the battle is usually a bit longer. It's like 2 chapters long, the battle. This book's battle was 2 chapters. Interesting. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the ending of that battle. And I hope you guys subscribe for more Beast Quest. Alright. See you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Bye.